Okay, recording. This one is going to be private, okay? I'm not going to share the link on this one publicly. If you want to share the link with somebody, do it at your discretion. That's up to you. Here's a screenshot. I'm looking at the damn numbers on this virus thing, right? We got 250,000 so far outside of China because China's cooked. We see 170,000. It's growing by the hour right now. We get China, they have cooked their books and they're suggesting that this is their curve. After they locked it down, they went to next to nothing for growth. Over here, we got Italy. They locked it down a few days ago. We're not seeing any change in that curve yet. We're still getting, exponential growth. Looking at South Korea as the example, better, right? Their lockdown has actually resulted in a peak. But if they open the doors and say, okay, we can go back to work again, you're just going to see a second wave. I think this is why China is cooking their books so hard, so they can give it the all clear and put people back to work. Uh, Cases in South Korea need to level off more before they can do that. But honestly, I think the economic effects of all this are going to be more than can be supported. President's going to send out what, couple $1,000 to everybody. Let's see, where's the face? President's going to send a couple $1,000 to everybody. Geez, if that's every man, woman, and child, that's 325 million bucks. Is it every family? It's still $100 billion. A couple $1,000 to every man, woman, and child. $600 billion. This is debt we can never repay unless we get into some extreme austerity measures. We'll keep the military. We'll keep what else? Uh, Homeland Security just declared agriculture a national security infrastructure, and that's understandable. We can beat the virus, but we have to keep everybody home. If we keep everybody home, the economy shits the bed, and we're getting into the planting season, a lot of this stuff. Once you get into the harvest, processing, distribution, food becomes a critical issue. If we got to shut down the economy, nobody's allowed out to work. How do we keep things up? Normally we got a 70-day supply of wheat in the world. That's all well and good. You got northern growers, you got southern hemisphere growers, lots of things going on in Australia, China. Hell, they're importing rice, for Christ's sakes. Uh, I'm not feeling good about what's going down. The more I look at the numbers, I don't see a way to stop this virus without destroying the future of the economy. Our lives have changed now and forever. Let me get into the screen. I put together three possible. That's not it. Is this it? Where the hell is it? I got some notes here. Here they are. I put together three possible methods of attack here. Okay. Methods of handling. Here it is. Let me try to make this a little bigger. So the first option, which I'm actually considering as being more viable, is we let the disease run its course. The expectation is 70 to 80% infection rate, anywhere from 1 to 20% case fatality, because we're going to fill the hospitals up right now. Okay, and you're looking at less than 1%, up to 60% of the population dead, which is 2 to 50 million people. It is inhumane, unimaginable, unfathomable. This is Black Death type stuff. And then you have millions of people with long-term lung problems. So it's like World War I, where you got all these blind people because of the chlorine gas. But this is going to be, I mean, millions of people. The hospital is going to be code black, and we're going to lose, millions of people. Advantages: it's over and done with in a few months. We save on testing, we save on treatment, we save on corporate bailouts, we preserve the economy. After it's all over, there'll be lots of job openings, better wages, because, those people who are still capable of working are going to be in short supply. The housing crunch is solved, and as we saw with the bubonic plague, after the plague was over, because of the reduced population, there will be abundance. It'll be a good time when it's over, for the survivors if we can keep up the economy. It was easier in the 1300s because it was a localized economy. The disadvantages are security. Well, we're open to invasion with half the population is incapacitated all at the same time. There is no politician that will be reelected if we go with this laissez-faire method. Ain't gonna happen. So we're open to the possibility of a paradigm shift as far as can we maintain the republic. And massive death would leave an emotional scar in the population that will last for generations. Because you're looking at, on the low side, a couple of million dead anyway. Okay, controlled containment. And this is, I think, the method that's in place right now. They're letting the disease grow, right? They could have contained it a month ago, but I think they're letting it get out there to some degree so they can build herd immunity. We got to have 30 million people that have natural immunity built up so they can get back to work and keep things going. Okay, so keep it controlled, keep systems going, lock it down when it's time, let them out, get them to work, keep the food going, and then shut them up again. Now this keeps the economy chugging, but at a reduced pace. The problem with our economy and the credit systems is we must have continual growth or the whole thing collapses. But we can keep the supply chain moving. That's a little spelled wrong. But we gain time to build that herd immunity. And that's still going to take several months. But this is like playing with fire. And it's going to be very difficult to implement effectively, is getting the balance between building herd immunity, keeping the hospital system from getting overwhelmed, and keeping the economy going. This will be difficult. Okay. Next option is total lockdown. Shut down the whole smack. And this would be a maximum attempt to control the virus. It would give us the fewest deaths, the fewest sickness, and the least suffering. And we might be able to knock down the virus, but it's going to take 2 to 3 months. It would be an economic disaster. And the effectiveness is questionable with 325 million people. I've been working on these, and other notes I've come up with. I mean, you've shut down entire sectors: bars, restaurants, hospitality, entertainment, churches, any place people get together, meetings, travel. They're still flying all over the world today, but I'm thinking this is a black swan event. How long can we go and still get back up? And honestly, looking at the markets, they're crapping out already. Your 401ks, your IRAs, your retirement plans, they're taking a hard hit. We're not going to be retiring on what we were hoping to retire on. That's what I've got for today. Really, it's not looking good. Here's a neat thing. The rule of law is what holds society together. And honestly, if this thing continues for more than a month or two, so many people are going to start running out of supplies. If you're not keeping the supply chain operating, they'll have to resort to the only way possible to feed their family, which is to take supplies from other people. And that's where it all goes to hell. That's when the entire world is thrown up in the air. And it's anything can happen day. And this would be pretty much the worst parts of the Bible. This is Mad Max type stuff. Is this where we are? That's what I'm curious about. Is this what it has come to? Is there a way out that does not call for that? There, I said it. Let's get a discussion going on this. Make a video if you like and keep it private. I'll watch. But this has me greatly concerned because the way our world has changed in the past 100 years, we got a whole lot more people, and technology has given us this hubris where we're reliant on it for all our living, all our essentials. We've gone down to 2% of the population is involved in farming. People have lost those skills they had just 100 years ago. They don't know how to plant a freaking potato, for Christ's sakes. Growing a spinach plant is going to be tough for them. We can't go back to those old ways. And now we're entirely dependent on them if this disease is going to shut down massive sectors of the economy. We're seeing the truckers are having a hard time getting something to eat, finding a place to take a piss on the side of the road. Um, we got to get the supplies from where they are in the distribution centers to the stores, keep the stores open, refill the supplies, and if everybody's home, we're going to have a hard time doing that. Uh, Meanwhile, all the stocks are shit in the bed. Businesses, small businesses, you can't keep a place open for several months paying the rent and having no people walk in the doors. These little shops, restaurants, bars, little places where the people gather, they're going to be shutting down. And that means just go get the equipment, stick it in a shed somewhere, and stop that loss, because these folks, they also have the vested interest in getting some supplies for their home. Um, Please grow a garden. That's where I'm at. Okay, I'm going to go.